Even just holding yourself there, and just get as low as you can handle where you know you're still going to get back up. And if you can't get back up, that's fine. Here, look, this is, all right, stop for a second. So look, say you're here, and you want to challenge yourself, so you're going to bring your feet apart, you want to get a little base. So you're trying to go just halfway down because you're trying to challenge yourself, and you can't, you know what to do? Roll to here, and come back up, that's fine. So this is one variation you can do, where you just help here, and kind of get a help push off. But really you're going to get stronger just by even just one. This is going to get you stronger than, we never do our push-ups like this that you see on where the hell you see, I don't know who made this up. We used to allow people to do push-ups on the knee. We had people, I used to have in like in like year like 2000 to like 2005, a lot of people to do it. And after 5 years of people doing push-ups on the knees, they still cannot do one complete real push-up. So I axed that shit, and it's a waste of time. You will get 10 times stronger just by holding this, or even holding this, or even here and an inch. And if none of those work for you, if you just can't do any of those, you would find a bench or a tire anywhere that's elevated. We'll show a bench just because it's in the open. Slide this out, please. So anywhere that's elevated around the room, there's tons of places that you can do this on any of these benches or a tire, and you literally would just be here, and then you'd be able to go halfway down. Or you can also even put a barbell. There's those small barbells. Sometimes they can be across here on the bar, and you can just do a push-up here. These bars are already here. Literally, there's millions of places where you can do a modified push-up. So sometimes, if you can't do a real push-up, sometimes do them like that, so that you'll get full range of motion. And sometimes do just the feet apart with a couple inches, and sometimes try feet together maybe, where you're coming all the way down. Don't rely on the easiest one. That one going to the floor, that floor flop is the easiest one. You see people do that all the time. Do that once in a while. Just because we want to train all different ranges of motion now, so you eventually can do the full push-up. Don't just sit here and be doing this floppy shit where your feet are just flopping in the air. That is not a push-up. That's what people rely on because it's just so easy. Once in a while you can do that. That's just to get you used to lowering down as low as you can. And you know you can't get back up, and then you're just getting some help to get back up. That's it. So use those as modifications if you can't do a real push-up. Just holding that high plank position for 30 seconds is going to get you stronger. Even if you're not even moving an inch, it's going to get you stronger. If you did that every day for a minute, and you did 100 push-ups on your knees every day, you'll get closer to doing push-ups just by holding that freaking position.
Even with feet apart?
Yes. And then eventually, the next stage, then just hold with your feet together, or even a little closer together. The wider you are, the wider foundation, then the easier it's going to be. So now, everyone pick any of those forms we just talked about. It could just be the hold, that's fine. Let's not even use any equipment, because I don't want to start pulling stuff out. So if you want, just hold, everyone do one of the forms and put this on the floor. Either the belly flopper, the hold, the 2 inches, the feet apart with a full push-up, the feet together with a push-up, take the pick. So maybe you can't do a full push-up with your feet together, but you can do a full push-up with your feet apart. Or go 3/4 of the way down, go halfway down. And week after week of practicing these the right way, and doing these different modifications, and working on these other exercises, and working on your core, you'll eventually be going an inch lower down in a couple weeks. And then another inch, and another inch. Like you just heard Rachel at the end of this class, if you guys were here watching this, took her picture, she just hit her year mark. She just said 31 push-ups the other day. 31.
Question. How do you breathe in a push-up?
So when do we breathe out? Who remembers what I'm saying? When do you breathe out? Not up, don't think up, because a row is going up also, right? No, when do we breathe out though? Whenever you're doing the exertion, whenever you're doing the lifting of the weight. Because you don't want to say when you're going up, because a row is going up here, so it's different than a pushing movement. So this is a pushing movement, so I'm breathe when I'm lifting the weight. So into my nose, burst out, because that's when the exertion is, when I'm pushing up. That's the lifting of the weight when I'm up. Let's all do a setup. Pick one of those forms and put it on the floor, and let's do it. Also, if it's, say it's a minute set, and you can't do even whatever version you're doing for a minute, you stop for a second, you go on your knees, you regroup, and then you continue the set. You do what you have to do. So we're all going to do this for about 30 seconds here. Either just hold if you have to. Don't think you have to do it the entire time. If you need to stop and put your knees down, regroup, take a deep breath or two, that's totally fine. And that's good. We're here for. That's what we're here for. Take care. Don't worry. So TRX row. We're not going to all do these. I'm just going to show you real quick while you just recover from that push-up. So it's the same. It's pretty much a reversible push-up. You're just here. We did the back row with the band, right? We did the back row with the dumbbell. This is just the body weight back row. So you're just here, it's the same idea. Your feet, again, feet can be apart to make it easier. Together, you can bend the knees, put your feet flat on the floor. As long as your back is straight, my face in line with my chest, and I'm just squeezing, using my shoulder blades together. So how should I be breathing out? How should I be breathing right now? I just told you. Out, right? That's why I'm lifting the weight. Pause and squeeze. Control down as I inhale through my nose. Out through my out, in through my nose. Squats you do with the weights already, so squats, we'll just do it, just give your arms a break. Let's also do a set of body weight squats. You can think in your head about what we were doing with the weights. In through your nose down, out through your mouth up. In through your nose down, out through your mouth up. Abs strong, head up, chest out. Breathe out, drive it up. While you're doing those, you're going to continue that set. I'm just going to show you a step up. Step ups would be either on these tires. There's different multiple steps over there. Different benches we can use them on. A step up, you're just putting a foot on, pushing through your hip and your heel, because it's another body weight strength movement. You could do step alternating with one leg staying on the step. You could do alternating with both legs coming off the step. It's just, there's tons of different ways to do step ups. There's steps over here, depending on what we're doing, just to show you that. All right, we're going to give your arms a little more break, and we're going to go right into a lunge. So this one, if you know you have bad knees, again, you would find the TRX to help you with the lunge. So we're going to do a reverse lunge. So you're stepping back, the weight's on the hip and the heel of this front leg, and then just both hip legs up together. Both knees are bent 90 degrees. That back knee might raise the floor and then come up, stand straight. We're going to step back, let's everyone try it. Alternate reverse lunge. If you know you have bad knees, come and find one of these TRXs. During the rounds, you might be nowhere near where your station is, just running, grab the stuff you need to use. That's fine. You can modify everyone. So you just hold this here at your chest. And look, I'm going to use my arms as much as I need to help me get back up so I don't crunch on my knees. If you know you have problems with your knees, just come try a TRX if you want. So start with it. So here, look up here if you're going to modify. You want to start, stand straight, both feet together. You would start with your hands in tight to your shoulders, so you have room to extend your arms. If you started here with it extended, you wouldn't have room to stretch it, you know what I mean? So now step one leg back, 90 degrees, pat the back knee to the floor, use your hands as much as you can. Lower the back knee to the floor, bend the front. Step one leg back and bend. There, that's it. They both just bend. Perfect, look at that. Use your hands as much as you need to. And you don't have to go all the way down either. You guys are supposed to be watching while you're doing your lunges. Not watching while you stand there. But that's how you would modify if you needed to. You would just find a TRX. So you might even be on a set and you're like, all right, I can't do anymore. Rather than stopping, always modify before you stop. So maybe you don't need to do that right now at the beginning of a set, but maybe your legs are shot. You're like, all right, I don't want to stop and just stand there, so now go do one of these modifications and to continue the set. Done. All right, we're going to go to some basic, just shake it out. Now remember those stretches we did in the beginning, so you can use those on your own throughout the workouts on your breaks. You can do the quad stretches, glute stretches, hamstrings, shoulders, chest stretches would be here. So we're going to do some basic cardio movements. We're going to start with a squat thrust. Everyone know what a squat thrust is? Squat thrust? Perfect. So the full version of the squat thrust is literally squatting down, jumping back with your feet together, jump forward with your feet apart, and squat up. So we're going to start that from the beginning. We're going to start with now the modified versions, and we're going to work our way up to what I just showed you. So let's all do this. We're going to just squat down, step back with your right, back with your left, in with your right, in with your left, stand up. So it's a walking squat thrust. Again, if you needed modification on this, you would just find something elevated. Squat down, step, step. Literally, Maureen, who just left, who lost 150 pounds, did her squat thrust like this for 8 months. Elevated on something. If you don't look at my back. Don't do this to get to the floor. It needs to be a squat. Step. So right leg is stepping first. And then up. Now switch to your left leg going back first. So left, right, left, right. Let's stand up straight each time. Stand up straight, stand up straight. Every time, stand up. So step, 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 and stand up. You're standing up and resetting every time. Feet apart. When you step forward, make sure your feet are apart. So you can squat up. Squat down, step, step, and then back apart. So I can squat up. With your feet apart. And you just modify it by putting your hands up on a tire, or a step, or a bench, if you couldn't get all the way down there. Alright, we're going to do a 50-50 squat thrust. Now we're going to step back and jump forward. So squat down, step, step, and then both feet, if you can, jump forward and stand up. So it's 50-50. We're walking back, jumping forward. So squat down, step, step, jump forward. You can't jump, just do walking now. And if you not too much, you come off the tire. Ready? You can just slide in. When you come forward, your feet need to be apart though. They should not be together. Your feet should be apart when you come forward. So you're always in a squat base. So you should be squatting down and squatting up. Step back, jump forward. Remember a squat thrust. This gym was built off of the squat thrust. But keep your feet apart. When you jump forward, look up here again just to make sure, because a lot of you are still doing it. When you step back, when you're jumping forward, don't come to here. Look at that. You can just see my knee. This hurts me just showing you one time. Now imagine that over and over. When you jump forward, you need to be apart. So look, I'm on my heels. I could just push up and do a squat. So get to your heels. All right, we're going to do a 50-50 the other way now. So these are all just modifications, different ways you can do them to build up to the regular squat thrust. So now you're going to be here. You're going to jump back, walk forward and squat up with your feet apart. Let's do it. 50-50 version B. Can't go way down. Just go off the tire, go off the bench. Make sure you're squatting down to get down there, though. Don't lean over at the waist. You're going to hurt your back. You need to squat down to get down there. Don't be afraid to modify it and do it off a tire or bench. You're better off doing it with better posture off a tire modify than do sloppy and teach yourself the wrong habits. Keep those back straight. And that's good. All right, so for the next 20 seconds, you're going to pick any variations of those. If you can, we built you up. If you felt good doing all those, then just go to the full jump back with your feet together, in and up with no pause. It's just bam, 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 bam. If you feel good. If you think that's not going to work for you, just pick any of those variations. You could just do the full walking. If you just did this with perfect technique, you're better off doing those than some sloppy jumping, rounding, and flopping all over the place. You're going to get much better results. You're going to build muscle the right way. You're going to get stronger core. So pick any of those variations. You can get on the bench on a tire if you need to for 20 seconds. Let's all do it for about 20 seconds. Let's do it. Let's go. Squat thrust. Make sure we're moving when it's stable.
Yes, you sit comfortably, you're going to squat down. Put your hands on the bench. Now what you're going to do, jump back, you want to jump back and knee together. And you can walk over. Start walking over.
Squat down. Teach your body right mechanics. Make sure you get there. Squat down to get down. Nice. Perfect. And jump forward your feet apart. Bam, right there. Squat up. Just like that. So squat down, jump back, jump in, and squat up. If you need water at any time, you can stop and fly and get a sip of water. You do what you got to do. And time. Good, good, good. So that is a squat thrust. A crawl out. We're all going to do this together. Crawl out. Your feet are going to be wider than a squat thrust. Wider, so wider than shoulder width. Again, you're going to squat down, touch your hands to the floor, and you're just going to walk out to the push-up position. Walk back in so you're on your heels. Look, I'm here so I can squat up. So don't do this and flop down. So squat down, you're going to crawl to a push-up position. If you think you can't do this, you're going to do a shoulder tap. Look, you're going to be here if you can. If you can't even do that, you can do a shoulder tap on the step, because there's not many ways to modify actually crawling out. So the way you get used to it is just be positioned here to get used to being on, kind of walking your hands out. Would be a shoulder tap or a modified shoulder tap. So you on the tire, maybe, and try shoulder tap on the tire. Do the feet apart. How you get stronger, you just stick to it every day just like that. You'll be doing it before you know it. You're going to squat. Every time you're getting down to the floor, for the most part, it's going to be a squat. So squat down there. It's like a wide squat. So look, my head is up, my chest is out. And then I'm just walking out to the push-up position, walking back in, back to my heels, and squatting up. Crawl out. Remember these names. Squat thrust. This is a crawl out.
And then you're crawl back. After you crawl it out.
Yep, crawl out, crawl in, stand up. So there's no jumping. It's not like, this is just a basic crawl out. All right, good, good, good. Just shake that out for a second. You want to stretch your shoulders, stretch your quads, whatever. You can just shake it out. Next one we're going to do are high knees. It's simple. It's just really running in place with your thighs getting parallel to the floor. It's the easiest one to modify because then you can just go low knees. You can just march. Everyone can always do that. This stuff, if something gets you out of breath, it's working for you. If it's hard for you, it's working. So don't think, oh my God, I'm not doing the high knees. If this shit gets your heart racing, you're freaking going to lose weight faster than someone else that's going faster paced and sloppy. So find what works for you. If you can, we're also going to do 170. So either here or low knees, just running in place. You can even just jog in place here if you really want to get a little bounce. Couldn't get high enough. So you could do just a little light jog in place. You could do like low knees, or dive parallel high knees, or just march. You can do speed march, pop, pop. You can do march and pause. All just different ways. So say it's 45 seconds of high knees, or whatever the hell it is that you're doing, right? So you're here, 20 seconds, you're like, oh shit, I'm done, I'm gassed out. And you sit here for 15 seconds, and then go back to high knees. You're probably better off pumping those high knees after 20 seconds, and then guess what? Go to the mid knees. Like, oh shit, don't do this again. Now just go to jog in place. Oh shit, I'm done. Modify. Last that 45 seconds if you can. Always work your way back down to different modifications. If you know you need a break and the modification shit ain't gonna help you, just stop, take a second, catch your breath, get a sip of water. During the set is going on, that's fine. You're going at your own pace. Do not be afraid if you need to stop a set. Now don't just be a little shit. And every time you get a little hard, oh my God, I'm gonna die, and then I'm gonna go sit on my ass for 10 minutes. When you need a break, be smart about it. You all know your body and the way you feel. So if you know you need a break, stop, get a break. You can take a whole round off if you really need to in the beginning. That's fine. Do what you got to do. But try to modify before you stop. Stop when you need to. Recover. Hydrate when you need to. Come back in when you're ready. Make sense?
Yes.
Mountain climbing, another one that's in the high plank position. So anything in the high plank position, you already know how to modify it, right? What's the best way to modify it if you can't do it? Elevated. So they're all the same as the push-up. So a mountain climber is just jumping and switching with your feet. One is forward, one is back, and we're jumping. Ways to modify it would just be to tap a foot, one at a time. Or you could just be here and jump and switch, reset. Jump and switch, reset. A real one would be non-stop. So any one of those, you can do on an elevated. You can go full speed here. If you needed to, you can just tap. So let's all just pick one variation of that mountain climber, whatever you feel. You kind of have a good feel of where you are in that high plank position. So pick any one of those for now. Jump and switch if you can. Weight is evenly distributed on both feet. If you're doing the jump and switch, so there's weight on your front foot also. Don't just drag your toes. Try to keep them straight, right? This way inside your elbows. There are times we do a wide mountain climber. But right now we're just doing the basic. Bounce from your step, light on your feet, a little spring in your toes. And good. More on your feet. So we're going to, the squat jump. How many of you knees feel okay so far that we did? Everyone good? So if you know your knees are not the best, you shouldn't be doing any jumps. So on a squat jump set, you would literally just do a set of squats. Or if you wanted to get a little bit, you would go like a quarter of the way down and like a little tiny hop here. We're all going to try just for like 6 squat jumps. If you could do them regular and just get squat and just get some air. So you remember the mechanics. Sit back on your hips and heels, down on your hips and heels, hands up, chest out. Any variation of that. If you just need to do 6 squats on that, do regular squats. If you want to try a half a squat and a little hop, just to get a little spring, you see what it feels like. You're going to have to get a feel for how these things are, and then just modify this stuff on the fly, depending on how you're feeling. And just because one day you're feeling good with the squat jumps, another day you might come in and you're just a little too sore, now you know the modifications. So don't think you can't do something, or you're doing something wrong, not doing the full version. 6 means do them until I tell you to stop. That's what doing 6 means. In case you guys didn't know. Doesn't mean actually do 6 and just stand there. Because the 6 doesn't start until I stop talking. So it starts like now. Nice. Or so another way to modify a squat jump, right? A real set of squat jumps, a full set, full speed would be literally, see how I'm flowing from one right to the next? Another way would be, you feel like you can do them, but maybe the wind is going too quick. Your legs and knees feel good, but you're just getting out of breath. So I can squat. Take a deep breath. Just break it up into one set, one at a time. Reset, regroup so you don't burn out so quick. If your knees, the muscles feel good, you can do it that way and not burn out so quick. All right, we're going to go into a plank jack. So back to that push-up position, we already know how to modify that. We always know elevated. Plank jack is here, feet together. They're just coming apart together. So modification here, look, would just be tap out. Tap out to the sides. Or jump, pause. jump, pause. There's pause reps and tap sets. Let's all pick one variation of that. You can do it on elevated. Don't forget about elevated. Elevated will save your ass. Don't be too proud to do it in a modified way. There's certain classes I'll come in here and I'll do, and I'm just not feeling good that day. I tweaked the shoulder or something. I'll do that shit modified. I don't care. I'll do it elevated on a tire. If I know that's what I need to do, be smart. Work hard, but be smart. Just keep your hips down, back flat. Then you bump up in the air. Your body wants to be in a straight line. Straight, stiff, strong line. And that's good. Come up on your feet. Yeah, you guys like this cardio segment, huh? Split jacks. Split jacks is 1 foot forward and 1 foot back, and you're literally just switching back. So we know regular jumping jacks is here. A split jack is just feet going front to back instead. So you're on the balls of your feet. There's times you might have a medicine ball, split jack with a press out. So you might be here, or split jack with a press up. But as long as you know the split jack, we're just giving you the core foundation movements, and then you can build others on top of that, and you'll learn it as you go. So the modification of split jack is literally just tapping here. Or you could just be here, reset, jump and reset. So pause reps or step reps. So let's try pick any one of those, pause reps or just regular, right here. On the balls of your feet, light and smooth. If you're doing step reps, they could be slow or you could just be tap, 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 tap. And climb, good. Basic core movements, we're going to go right into them. Sometimes core movements will be mixed into the session, depending on the work it is. A lot of times it'll just be at the end, because as you can see, all these movements we did, all these planks and all this other stuff, you've been working your core the entire time, so we don't need to spend too much time on it, but the basic movements of cores we did. Let's all just do this right away. It's just a low plank, right here. Let's all do it. So your elbows are 90 degrees. Your elbows are directly under your shoulders. Your feet are together. So if it's a little too hard to hold, what's the first modification you can do to make it a little easier? Feet apart, exactly. That's a wider foundation. Those can make it easy. So bring your feet apart to start. This one, if you needed to, you could put your knees on the floor for a second and then bring them back up just to recover. So if you needed to, just put your knees on the floor and hold that plank with your knees on the floor. So that's a low plank. What's a high plank position? Show me a high plank position. We've been doing it all day, so I didn't spend much time on it. It's just a push-up position. That's it. So it's a high plank position. It's a push-up position without doing the push-up. We've done tons of things. We did the mountain climber, the plank jack, push-up, right? We did a ton of stuff there. So let's do from the high plank position is shoulder taps. So all do shoulder taps. It's more of a core exercise. We use it as a modification to the crawl outs, but let's all do this here. If you need to, wider feet, and you're just shoulder taps. Alternating sides. Let's all try that for 20 seconds. Modification of this, you can do this one on your knees. Or you can do it elevated on a step. But if you need to do it on your knees, that's still going to get you that core work because you're on one arm. So if both knees on the floor and you're on one arm, it's still going to get plenty of work. You can go slower, you can go faster, and sometimes you do speed shoulder taps, sometimes pause shoulder taps, where you're holding it for a second. But these are just your basic shoulder taps. And let's stand up just for a second. Because you're going to be right back to the high plank position. I'm just being nice to let you get off your arms for a second. So now it's going to do knee tucks from the high plank position. Tuck the knee into your chest. In the air, squeeze your abs and step back. Bam, and step back. Again, elevate it if you need to. Let's try it. Just knee tucks. Just tucking one knee into your chest in the air. That could be a variation of a modification for a mountain climber also. Just make sure your hips are down. Back flat. Abs tight. Think abs. Every set is an ab set. Every second you should be thinking abs on these workouts. Pause that squeeze, take your knee into your chest. And that's good. Come up onto your feet. Feeling good? We all right? Everyone's good?
Yeah.
Perfect. So let's just come in a little closer, get into a circle, and you can just sit down on your asses in a circle. This is just showing you the basic foundations of different movements. So now that you know what a squat thrust is, if you ever had to do a Bosu ball squat thrust, you already know what a Bosu ball is, right? You already know what a squat thrust is, so you just put those two together and you have a little bit of an idea now what to do. Because there's millions of ways you can do this stuff. You might have a squat thrust to like a dumbbell shoulder press. So maybe you have dumbbells with a squat thrust. You're doing the squat thrust coming down and you come up and you're doing a press. It's literally millions of ways and variations to do every single thing we just did. But those are the basic foundations: are the chest press, the row, the squat, the deadlift. Then on the body weight was the push-up and the TRX row, the lunge and the step-up, and also the squat again. Then on the cardio was the squat thrust, the crawl-out, the high knee, the mountain climber, right? The plank jack and the split jack. All of those, especially those cardio ones, literally unlimited amount of different ways that we do them in here. You'll do that same, but as long as you have that foundation of what's a split jack. You might have a split jack, press, up, lateral, shuffle. Like, holy shit, what is that? You already know what a split jack is, right? In the beginning, in the cardio warm-up set, so right, a shuffle would just be going, a lateral shuffle is just side to side. That's a lot of times how we're going to warm up on a cardio set, doing different type of shuffle. Look at my feet. They're apart the entire time, so you don't want to come close together here, because one little click on your own heel and you'll trip down and you'll twist your ankle or bang your knee. So your feet always stay apart. So we know that that's a lateral shuffle, right? So what's a press? What's a shoulder press? Press up. Shoulder press. So a split jack, press up, lateral shuffle. So you know what all that stuff is, and eventually you'll hear that and it'll just be like, bam, I know exactly what that is. Split jack, lateral shuffle with a press, right? You put them all together. So not saying you're going to be doing that right away, but there's times this stuff is going to combine. But as long as you know all the pieces of the foundation, you'll be able to do that stuff, and you're not going to be at least so confused. And the more time you put in, you're not going to need to know this stuff in day one. You have to be expected. There's still going to be, especially on Monday, if you guys are coming in Monday, there's always going to be someone at the front desk helping you every time. This week, on Monday, like for tomorrow, there's actually going to be 2 trainers on the floor for every session helping you. Normally there's only 1 trainer, so just for Monday, just to help you guys even get a little more into it. And the trainer's always there every single time anyways, helping you out, running around, showing you this stuff, and correcting you just the way we did today. So it's not like you need to memorize this stuff and know it right off the bat. But in a couple of weeks, you're going to pick up more, and every day you're going to pick up more and more and more. In a couple of weeks, knowing what a squat thrust is, you don't have to think about it. It's going to be automatic. Squat thrust, bam, down, out, in, up, down, out, in, up. Crawl out, oh, bam, up, 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 and you're up. And you'll know the modifications, because look, you already learned the modifications. You already know it is elevate. Put your feet apart. It's similar modifications for everything. And don't be afraid to modify. Don't think, oh my God, I'm going to look like a little punk if I have to go do this. Who cares? I come in this session sometimes, I'm telling you, and there's a group of people, I don't care. I'm not going to sit and hurt myself. I know I tweet something, do whatever, because this kid put me in a chokehold at night, and I can't even move, and I'm coming in like this. I'm going to modify, and I'm going to do my squat thrust on an elevator. I don't give a damn. It doesn't matter. You're about getting yourself better every day. Not worried about what the hell anyone else is doing, and everyone here is going to be helping you out anyway, so you have nothing to worry about. So, one thing I saw that day was showing some of you was foam rollers. Before the sessions, usually we don't mix into the session. If you get here early, anyone ever used these before? Excellent. There's foam rollers and stretch straps. So I'm just going to show you what they are. We're not going to all do them at the same time because this will take off, but you just need practice on this on your own. Foam rollers basically just digging out tightness in your muscles. We usually start from head to toe. So we literally start rolling on your neck just to get knots out of your neck. Then you come to your upper back and your spine right here, literally rolling on your back. Then the sides of your upper back, you lean into it and roll. You're just looking for pain and trigger points that are tight. Then you come onto your glutes. And when you're here early for sessions, there'll be trainers that can help you out with this kind of stuff too, because this is going to take practice also. Then you roll on your glutes to get tightness out of your glutes on both sides. The side of your thigh, you roll on here. It's just to get all the tightness. And some of these, you guys will try and you'll be in severe pain doing this. Like probably this one right here. It will hurt you a lot. And then you right to the other side. Then you also could do it on your front of your quads. Right here, rolling, inner thigh. Think of like a meat at a dough at a pizza place. They're rolling out whatever the hell they do. I don't know. You shouldn't eat pizza. You shouldn't even know what the hell I'm talking about. You don't eat freaking pizza. Rolling. You know the terminology a little too well, buddy. Stretch strap. These are easy. It's just a lot of the stretches we did standing. You could do stretching at the end of the workout or before the workout. So if I was going to do a hamstring stretch before the workout, how do I want to do it? What kind of stretch do I want to do before a workout? Active, moving. Remember, we were moving on those stretches, so I'm holding it for a second. If I did this strap after the workout, I would sit and hold it for 10, 15, 20 seconds. So the workout's done. But before the workout, you want your stretches to be moving. So before you come in, you could sit and do some hamstring stretching with this strap. You could stretch your inner thigh here with it. You could stretch your quad, pulling it over and easing it. And there's always going to be other members that are here that do this stuff. You'll see what they're doing. You could jump in with someone before a session if you're early, or the trainer can help you out. But this stuff's going to take a little time, just like anything. It's going to take practice to do, and you're going to have to get used to it. Don't think you're going to be overwhelmed with information. Don't think you have to know everything in the first day. It's going to take time. It's a process. Don't think you're going to get your goals in 1 day or 1 week or even 6 weeks. It's going to take time, but that's fine. The only thing your goal is every single day, every single freaking set is to make yourself better and every single day, every single set. If you're better today than you were yesterday, you're winning, you're succeeding. That's how you just do it. And if you do that every day for a year, you're 365 freaking versions better of yourself than you were when you started. So bam, that's like you'll be at whatever goal you want in the world, you'll be there by then. Think about it. Any question on anything? You tell me you have no question on all that. You got it all down, locked down, perfect. One second. So then after the sessions, we always finish with a circle like this with stretching and stuff like that, just to kind of cool down and make any announcements that we have or whatever. So you guys know right after this, shit, we're going to be late. Well, no, we're close. Right down the street is the grocery store shopping tour at today at 11:45. Anyone know what time it is?
11:25.
Oh, we got time. We went a little longer, but that's fine. And any announcements, or we do always do kinds of contests and different parties and all kinds of stuff going on. So these circles after, or maybe introduce some new people. So we're going to actually, each of us are just going to say what is our ultimate goal, how much weight we want to lose overall in your life. How much weight you want to lose?
35 pounds. 30.
Not trying to move it. Trying to gain
How much? See, in a group social circle, everyone needs to hear what you're saying. How much? 30. 30. You got to speak up.
15, 25,
20, 24.
20, 15,
30.
40,
30.
50. Nice. So when there's new people coming in, we'll introduce them. They'll kind of say what their goals are. Some other members have been here for a while. We're just going to call it a post-workout, cool down little social circle we do where we're stretching, going over announcements and everything else we need to talk about, like you saw they did at the end of the last session. And then if we have any awards or anything like that, then we take some pictures and we do all kinds of whatever stuff afterwards. Any other questions? If not, we are good.
For the schedule, you don't always have to come on the same.
No, you can come to whatever session works for you that day. You can come to boot camp in the morning one day, you can come to boxing in the evening the next day, whatever works for that day. Boot camp, boxing, anytime in the location. Are you all signed up in the Nanuet location?
Yes.
Okay. What's that?
On the same day.
Not recommended. If some people, when they've been here for a while, they'll do 2 sessions in a day, but even then, I do 1 session and I'm freaking done after it. So if you can do 2 sessions, you're probably not working hard enough in that 1 session. Or you know that you're going to do a second session, so you half-ass it on the first one, just because you know you're going to do the second one. And you know what happens when you do 2 freaking hours of high-intensity training and sweat like this for 2 hours? You go home and you're hungry and you eat your ass off because you need to refuel. If you don't you're either going to refuel and it's going to screw up your metabolism, or you're not going to refuel because you want to lose weight. And guess what? Now you didn't refuel and you worked so hard, that's also going to screw up your metabolism. So either way, you're going to screw up your metabolism. So just don't worry about it. It's designed 4 to 5 times a week, 1 session a day. That is all it takes. Once you get into it, and some days you're feeling good in the future, and you wanted to just do a boot camp and a boxing session and just go for it once in a while, there's no way you should be able to do that every single day.
Regarding the things we can eat, regarding the fish and the chicken, it has to be like baked chicken or broiled chicken or fried fish or.
You're not having Friday.
You try to sneak in the fried fish in there.
Well,
No fried, nothing fried.
So it got to be broiled.